And as you can see, it's time to spot the tie. 3 different ties so far. This is to keep you guessing, but there's one guy whose tie never changes. He got lost in the southern town somewhere. Let's catch up with the guy in the red headband.
How are you? We're hot on the trail again, but this time we're finding our own story, because I believe that everyone has a story to tell, and you could walk into any house on any street and find something fascinating there. So let's try it. The first house we come to. Come on. Hiya.
Hello. Lovely to meet you.
What a fantastic day.
Yes, it's marvellous. We're enjoying it, and you know, we've lived in Bluff for that long. We've got to say it's a good weather here all the time.
Of course. What can you see at Bluff? Tell us.
Well, there's lovely walks. If you go to Stirling Point, there's lovely walks. And after you've had the walk, you can have a nice afternoon tea or morning tea at the Stirling Point restaurant and the Big Land's End Motel. Very nice indeed.
Anything else to do in Bluff?
Yes, you can go up into the lookout. It's lovely. And you look all round and see Stewart Island, and there's usually boats, little fishing boats or something coming in, and then there's the ferry to Stewart Island, the catamaran. It's interesting and usually loaded with visitors, and it's marvellous. There's always something to see.
Have you had a happy 60-odd years of marriage?
Oh yes, Mum and I, we've got on well together. God yes. Oh, we've no arguments with us, anything like that. Oh no, we've had a happy life as far as that goes. Yeah. Oh yes.
Have you ever had an argument?
No, you don't know what it is. You never argue with me. I put things aside, walk out.
What's your secret to staying married so long?
Here.
Well, I think we had a busy life. We didn't have time to have any arguments or anything like that. And it was the time just went. We were very busy, a very busy life, rearing 7 of a family, and we were in business for 7 years or 8 years.
What were you doing in business?
Well, it was a mixed business, a milk bar in Bluff here and Gore Street. The two-storied building was lovely, and it was the milk bar because we used to have it all lit up with neon light, a jukebox in it, and they all had plenty of music to have whatever they wanted, cups of tea or coffee. No disposals those days, everything had to be worked, and no counting machines. It was just work.
Can you tell us your wedding dress? What was
it? Well, I was dressed in blue and Fred had a nice suit. And
tell us about the dress.
It was all pleated, and it was a lovely frock, especially for the day, naturally. And I didn't like a veil. I didn't want a veil. I didn't like a veil.
Why not?
And I didn't like photos taken. But the daughters got photos and that, you know, our family and that. No, I never. I had a very fair skin. And I always used to say the freckles always come out on my skin when I got a photo taken.
Fred, do you remember what Myrtle wore on her wedding day?
Oh, I don't know. I think she was naked, I think.
Oh, Fred!
When she was being married, in the ceremony, Fred?
That was a long time ago. I wouldn't remember now. One part of it, I was putting a track through at Port Craig to put the cable up where we used to bring the logs through the air. And I was cutting this track, and when there was a big limb of a rata tree, and I said, oh, it's too big to chop down, I'll get up and chop the limb off. And my axe caught a twig there, and I cut my foot right across there, like that. Cut the sinews and one thing other there, and after that I walked 3 miles through the bush to the cook shop.
What was the first thing you did when you saw Fred come in?
Well, it may have. I felt quite sick, really, to see the you know, the cut. It was all bound up with something they'd had, and.
What was the first thing you thought to do?
I couldn't do much because I was working, you see. But the cook, he helped, and the man that used to look after the cook shop.
Did you have to keep working, Myrtle?
Oh yes, well you see, I had tables to set and clean and the usual thing here.
Were you able to concentrate?
Yes, I wasn't too good that day. I was deep in thought.
Do you think a few orders might have got mixed
how
up?
he got on and that, and
Did they mix up some orders, do you think?
well, I might have. But as soon as they got the boat ready and everything and got him away, it was a relief. A relief to me.
Right. Thank you.
Only he could have interviewed Myrtle and Fred Flutie and not mentioned anything about the powerhouse and all the power shells, but what a delightful couple and couple of the living treasures of Southland. Shortly, the guy in the headband does something even more ridiculous. He's taking on Tower, the gladiator. Odds on for a win there for Tower. Coming up shortly.